Hello and welcome to another episode of Mad Dialogue with me, Michelle.
Me,
I
Skylar.
hope everybody is doing really, really well. Before we get going with this week's episode, first, I would like to apologize for our absence last week. We have reasons. First of all, Skylar was doing her last ever musical theatre show where she was the lead in Sister Act playing Dolores Cartier.
It's Dolores Van Cartier.
Sorry, still in character. But yeah, she was amazing. So she was rehearsing back to back. So there was no room for filming. And as you can see, I was also getting some work done. Please admire the new wall feature. This is actually called wall frosting, and I'm going to link the TikTok account in the description if you are interested, if you're in the UK, because I'm pretty sure he's happy to travel. It's frost.coatings, and like I said, I will link it in the description. But yes, trust me, I'm going to sort of adorn it, and not that it needs zhuzhing up, but I'm going to zhuzh it up a bit more. But yeah, so those were the reasons as to why we weren't here last week. So once again, we apologize. So without further ado, let's get on with this week's episode. So a woman has died in what appears to be a tragic extreme sports accident in Brazil. 3 men have been arrested over the incident in which instructors failed to attach a rope to her before helping her jump from a bridge in Sao Paulo state. Once again, excuse me for any mispronunciation because we all know what I'm like if you've been watching us for a while now. Anyway, footage went viral over the weekend of Maria Eduarda Rodrigues de Freitas being carried to the edge of the abandoned bridge before being let go on Saturday. She fell 40 meters, that's 130 feet, and emergency services pronounced her dead at the scene. Police are now investigating whether the men are culpable of homicide with vengeful intent when someone does not have the direct intention but assumes the risk of killing. Local news site Globo reports. The incident happened in Point de Escalito on the border of Limeira and Cordoropaulis in the interior of Sao Paulo. Brazil. In the footage posted on social media, 2 men in white helmets can be seen holding Rodrigues de Freitas, 21, by her arms, while a third is behind holding her feet. When she is cast off the bridge, an onlooker screams at the instructors to attach her cord. The 3 men were wearing harnesses that appeared to be attached to a security rope. Rodrigues de Freitas was buried the following day. Wow. Rope jumping is an extreme sport that differs from bungee jumping. It uses low stretch climbing ropes that convert the fall into a horizontal pendulum swing, while bungee jumping uses an elastic rubber cord that creates a vertical bouncing effect. The bridge, called Skeleton Bridge, has been abandoned for years and falls under responsibility of the federal government. Brazil's Secretariat of Federal Assets said it was available to assist the authorities in the investigations. The City Hall of Limeira announced it would sue the federal government for failing to adequately manage the bridge. It said it had been adopting administrative measures and demanding action from the federal agencies responsible for the area. Rodrigues de Freitas' death makes the continuation of this omission unsustainable and unacceptable, the statement continued. Local officials said the instructors had belonged to a private company that offered rope jumping activities, though some local reports suggest they had belonged to informal groups of practitioners. And that's as much as the story says. Skylar, your views.
So first and foremost, I know that I'm other people would have seen the video on TikTok. I've seen it even today, it's popped up again. And just from looking at it, and I feel like, so first of all, I didn't know it wasn't bungee jumping. I didn't know it was like rope jumping. I didn't even know there was like a difference, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's true.
But regardless, anytime I've watched a video of somebody jumping off of something, the person who is throwing them off basically is checking their harnesses like 1,000 times over. You know what I mean? And the fact that there was not only 3 men carrying her, but somebody recording
and other people around,
you're telling me like not one person was like, hold on, check that she's got a harness before they lifted her up in the air and dashed her off.
But it said in the report that
as she was coming,
as they basically launched her, somebody said. So why didn't they think to say
it before?
And when you watch the video, you can see that they actually take in the account. You can see the rope on the ground.
On the ground. But this is the thing. Like, I just think it was intentional. Like, I don't know. In my mind, there's no way there is that many people there and not one person raised any questions. And even as the one being dashed off, first and foremost, I'm the first one that's like, I'm at the theme park and I'm asking the man, has this ride crashed before? Can you double check my thing and all of this? You know what I mean? And that's on a roller coaster, let alone on
I'm just being honest. Like, I just know my luck.
Yeah.
And so you would never catch me doing these things. Now, I've seen the rope jumping before, and the one that I've seen is where it's the couple and the man standing on the edge,
and then he's like holding her,
and then and she's got her legs round him, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my gosh,
how romantic.
And I'm like, oh, she trusts him that much. Yeah, I don't trust the rope thing, clearly.
And considering the people, one of the men I saw, at least one of them that was there, he was tied up. You know what I mean?
But they've all got theirs on. So
this is my thing.
For me, it's a thing where if this is something that you're doing, this is your business. So you're doing this multiple times a day. So how did you forget?
How do you forget?
And so I'm with you. And the thing that gets to me the most is when you watch the video, I understand that, they have to, hoist her off like that to give momentum so that she gets knowing that she didn't have the rope on, it literally, like, they just threw her to her death. And another thing, I'm seeing people doing AI with it,
that's not nice,
and literally her flying off thing, but like she's flying in the sky, and I don't know, I presume going to heaven. There, you know what?
That's so disgusting.
AI is taking over.
But just imagine that was your mother or your sister,
exactly.
And then you've got
her loved ones are going to see that. So the mum in me is telling you, stop that.
That's fucking disgusting.
Right, stop it. Have something. Why are you trying to make money off of that? That is absolutely
but half of the time they're not even getting money.
Like, what are you? That frustrated me so much when I saw that. I just scrolled like that because I'm like, what the heck?
Because it's somebody's life, you know what I mean? And she was only 21.
21.
And not that any age that would make it okay, but she was so young.
She still had her whole life ahead of her.
She was so young.
Listen, imagine that poor girl, Imagine she's there and she's excited to do this, And as she gets launched, and she's waiting for that swing. And then the realization, and then by then it's too late.
And I think she would have felt it. Like, I feel like you would have felt it like just mid-air. You're not even there waiting for nothing. Like, hold on, saying, okay, attached to me. You just
something's not right.
You just know. Probably as soon as she got dashed.
It's so sad.
Like, I just think, and I'm not being funny. It's funny though. It still doesn't put me off of doing anything like that.
Skylar, I'm telling you now,
because
I know you're grown now, but I'm your mum, and I'm telling you now. No, you're not. None of you are doing it.
What?
None of you.
But I'd make sure I was tied
and
up.
Anyone that's watching this, that I love and care about you. You're not doing it either. Then people are going to go out of business now. Nobody do any rope jumping, any bungee jumping. Don't jump out of planes. Don't do none of it.
But I'd make sure I was being safe and that I have a rope attached to me.
Don't go in a hot air balloon. Don't
just don't go in the sky. Don't even
just
travel,
keep your feet on the ground. And listen, you can fly when you're in the astrals. When you sleep at night. You trust me, you fly every night. You don't need to be doing that because my gosh, man, I'm sorry. I know you're all grown apart from Ernie, but you lot are banned from doing it.
That's crazy, guys.
And if you're insistent, then I'm gonna have to be there, and I'm gonna have to check everything. I'm gonna have to check everything.
The harness.
Like, oh my gosh, the mere thought of it. Like, I feel so when things like this happen, and it, if the person's of like certain age, my first thought always goes to their loved ones, like their mum. Like, it would break my heart.
Yeah, no, for
knowing
real.
that. And I bet her mum warned her not to do it as well. I'm just saying, like, because if you came tomorrow and said, and this was without this happening to this poor young girl, if you'd have come to me and said, I'd be like, Skylar, I don't put my foot down. I'm just a free spirit like that. No.
Yeah, but that's always been saying I wanted to do.
Yeah, well, do you still want to do it though?
Honestly, yeah, but I never wanted to rope jump.
Man.
I wanted to bungee jump and jump out of plane.
Yeah, and watch the bungee.
It won't snap.
Be thing till it snap, or there's not enough slack on it, and you just lick the ground.
I'll do it above water.
I'm telling you now, if you do that and you survive, I will not visit you in hospital. I'm not bringing you no grapes. I'm not bringing you no Lucas.
And I didn't even get broke up and I just bungee jump. I had a great time.
I'll still scroll like I scrolled when I see that AI video. Don't do it. I'm serious, Skylar. Don't do it. I'm so serious.
I feel for her, I really do. But I think, like, I don't know why. I just don't think that was as straightforward as, oh, we forgot.
Well, this is the thing, because there have been, I'm not going to say loads of people, there have been a few TikTok accounts that have been speaking and saying that they think there's more to it than meets the eye. They believe that, you know, people can come again and be, oh, conspiracy theories, but, you know, there's no smoke without fire.
Yeah.
That does seem sus. I mean, there was one report that I read where apparently when it happened, the 3 men in question fled.
See, why would you do that?
To the forest or something, and then they eventually found them.
But why would you
now I'm hearing that there were 6 people involved and they all actually waited at the scene. So once again, it's that thing where stories are
twisted and
yeah, you don't know what's what. The only thing we know for sure is that poor girl got dashed off that thing, and you know what I mean, and she's no longer with us. And it's crazy that she got buried the next day.
I know, right? But you see what I mean? Even that. Like, how often do you hear somebody get buried the next day? Even people that have terminal illness don't get buried the next day.
Yeah, that was kind of rapid, almost like you was expecting it. Because, I mean, I know everywhere is different.
Yeah, but come on, you still have to plan for
you still have to plan, right?
And book a date. And, like, what, didn't she just not get a funeral and she just got buried?
It was the same way, yeah. Now, people could say I'm digressing, but I am digressing slightly. But the reason why, when I read that and they said, oh, she got buried the next day, it made me think of Kanika Jenkins. Now, this was a good few years ago now. And just to recap, and I'm sure people watching this or listening will remember, basically, she went to a party in a hotel where the people whose party was, they rented a room, and she got drunk apparently, and there's video footage of her wandering the corridors, hallways, whatever, of the hotel totally alone. The next thing, she's found dead in the freezer on a floor, and apparently it was a kitchen that they didn't even, it was out of service, but the freezer was working. But anyway, and when there was video footage of her mum and her sister going to the hotel, to the very same area where she died, and she was in a black body bag, and they had the zip pulled down to here so that she could identify her. But what was strange to me is, don't they usually take the body to the morgue?
Yeah.
And then a loved one would have to identify them there. So that was all sus. Do you know what I'm saying? So the fact that everything about this young lady's situation looks sus at this point. And I'd be interested to hear if anything else comes from it. Do you know what I mean?
No, definitely. Because it just doesn't seem so straightforward. Like,
you know? Really just the same way Kanika Jenkins didn't say. And it was that same thing again where you kept getting different stories.
Yeah.
And so then nothing was making sense. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the impression I get with this.
Might be a part 2.
You never know. You never know. If we do come across anything else or find out anything else, then you be sure to know that we will
cover it.
Yeah, and we'll be back with it. But I think we'll leave it here for this week. Yeah. As always, I'm thanking you so much for joining us. We really, really do appreciate you. And as always, I'm sending an abundance of love and light. Until next time, it's goodbye from me, Michelle, and goodbye from Skylar.
Bye.
Bye.